Welcome to Life, Music, and Everything Else. I am your host, Sin. Technical difficulties on the previous show, but we back. I want to say thank you to everybody that take the time out to listen. Today's topic is transgender, and I want to introduce my special guest all the way from New York, over the phone though, but introduce yourself, please.
Hello, everyone. My name is Samia Green, and I stay in New York City. And Sean, I really appreciate you for letting me volunteer to talk on your show.
No problem at all. Next.
Tubbs 918 in the building.
Steve Renee in the house.
Also, I have a special in-house guest, my good friend Darius. He's listening in. He didn't want to get on the mic. So we're going to get right into it. I want to go back to when we were kids because my grandmother took in foster kids and raised them and you know, did things like that. And I've known you since you were 2 years old.
3 years old.
3 years old.
Like 3 years old.
A little kid. And I just wanted to see were there any kind of troubling feelings or difficulties in being a kid that you thought something's not right? You know, at that early age, did you pick up on anything that was different?
Yes, I did. When I was liking other boys, I felt like it was different.
And that was at an early age. You knew that you.
That was at an early age. Like I knew, but I was like I was so young. I didn't really fully understand it until I got older.
Was it like moments to where you would cling more to girls rather than males? Like little kids, like you would want to play more with the girls than actually with the boys?
To be honest, yeah, but it was yes, but I was playing with boys too, but I was mostly around girls.
Mostly around girls. Did you feel comfortable when you were?
I felt comfortable when I was around females.
Yeah. When did you officially like embrace, okay, this is what I am, this is what I feel? When did you fully embrace that and say, you know what, I'm going to go forward with it no matter what happens?
With me being transgender?
Yeah, with you being trans, or were you gay before?
I was gay before I became transgender, but I felt more like a female trapped in a male's body. But I didn't fully embrace it until my early 20s.
Okay.
But I regret it. I regret it because I felt like if I would have did it when I was younger, I don't know. I just wish I would have started when I was younger. I wish I would have never waited until I was 22.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I would have started when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
I felt like I would have been complete by now.
Yeah. As far as with the transition.
Pretty much. Well, the transition, I'm about to transition forever, but I'm talking about with the whole package deal down there. I would have been completed.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We'll get into that because. So is it there or is it not? It's there.
Where? Wait.
Awkward. I know.
You mean my female or my male parts?
Male parts.
Yes. It's still here until January, until my surgery.
Oh, nice.
Oh, so you having surgery January
4th, 2018.
Whoa.
Yes.
Someone said yes.
Yes.
That was me.
Yes.
What was that emotional outburst for, Destiny? Go ahead.
Because she finally finishing everything.
She feel where I'm coming from.
Yep, you're right, Nia. I do.
What about you, Tubbs 918? What do you feel?
Well, what I feel? Man, it sound like to me, didn't have a positive male role model in my life when you was growing up. So like you didn't have a big brother, uncle, or cousin, or some father to keep you on the right track and like bring you into manhood the right way. It seemed like if you had somebody positive in your life to, bring you into manhood, you might not have to experience all these negative, things going on that you got to deal with as far as people calling you names and you feeling some type of way or being attracted to men or, males.
Even intercept.
Go ahead. That's
Oh, let him. I was gonna say let him finish or whatever. Just be honest. Finish what you were saying.
Yeah.
This a talk show.
Yeah, it's a talk show. I feel like what I'm saying. If you had somebody to put you under their wing and show you what it is to be a stand-up man and embrace what it is to be a man to take care of a family and support your family growing up and protect the woman that you're supposed to be with. That's my take on it.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Anybody else?
My take is a little different. I have a nephew who lived with us for a while, who actually became my niece, not officially, but my dad he's really strict about that. He's not really a fan of it, but he was, no playing with this, no going in here. You don't need to talk to the girls too long. But he was who he was. He just claimed it was too late to help him, but I don't necessarily believe that. I think that's how he felt, and that's what he ended up becoming, because that's what he wanted.
Yeah.
Exactly. I agree 100%. Shine?
My thing is, like, my question is, what do you think, being transgender at this particular moment, what do you think about the whole restroom situation? That's kind of what I want to get into.
The whole restroom situation. I mean, I don't feel no way about it, but when it comes to real biological females, it's already bad enough that a lot of them like to expose us, which is ain't nothing to expose because I let it be known. I mean, people already know what I am. I'm not the type of person that trick people. People already know my tea. What I mean by tea is my business.
Yeah.
It ain't really nothing to expose. I don't know. It's just with that whole little situation. Yes, it is fucked up. We should be able to, they say that, you need to use the bathroom according to your gender. Okay, that's understandable. So you want me to go in a man's bathroom and not go up in there with some breasts and shit, and these niggas looking at me like, what the fuck I'm doing in the bathroom? Yeah. So a nigga gonna think I'm trying to suck his dick or trying to talk to him, and I get my ass beat the fuck up in the bathroom, and motherfuckers gonna be looking stupid. So my thing is with that situation, and with females, the biological women, they don't supposed to be in the bathroom because they're a man, and this and that, and they got dicks in between their legs. Y'all know how that shit go. It's no shade. Let's be real. It is what it is. Yeah. I felt like they need to make bathrooms for transgender people, so that way it would be less confusion and less drama. It won't be as much complaints, and I feel like that's why.
I got a question. Hold on right there. Is there enough transgender people in the world to actually make a bathroom?
So
it's a lot of transgender. It's a lot of transgender people now. You'd be surprised.
So do you got to make 2 transgender bathrooms for women that want to be a man and man that want to be a woman?
Yes. Yes. Exactly.
So 4 bathrooms: male, female, transgender female.
Right. MTF, male to female, and FTM, female to male.
Whoa,
or you could just be a man and go to the men's bathroom, or be a woman and go to the woman's bathroom.
I feel like they should be able to use the bathroom. Ain't nobody going in there to talk and conversate. You go in there and do your business.
But you know what? I agree with you on that. But a lot of people don't have the same mindset like me and you do. A lot of people don't think like that. You still have people that's transphobic.
I think not to cut you off. I think on that topic it's more so parents thinking about kids. I think I think that's pretty much the ones that, because I would be a little uncomfortable with it. You know what I mean? Like it's different. Mm-hmm. It's something that we have to worry about all kinds of other stuff going on. So in the bathrooms, with other people. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I think it's more of the parents, like, you send your son to the bathroom and he goes in there, which you shouldn't send your son to the bathroom by himself anyway. But, he goes in there and it's a female standing. It's what he thinks to be a female standing at a urinal using the bathroom.
He's gonna be traumatized.
He's gonna be like, what did I just see? So I think it's more so that
you mean a transgender man squatting on the toilet.
Yeah,
a transgender woman is not going to go in the man's bathroom. We're going to go in the women's bathroom. You mean a transgender man, which is a female to male. If he sees his vagina, if the boy see his vagina, because he identifies himself as a man, not a female.
Okay. That now I'm getting confused with what I was saying. Okay, that's what I meant. Like if he was to go and see what he thinks is the opposite sex in the same bathroom as he
thinks
is,
that's a man.
Yeah,
and he sees a twat.
We're talking about if a man looking like a woman going to a man's restroom, standing up at the urinal using the bathroom, but he got breasts.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Okay, I see what you're saying.
He sees that, he's going to be like, what did I just see? Like,
a transgender woman. I got you.
It's a lot. Like it's for the kids. Like I think that's the response on for the kids.
Transgender to be a woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you in hopes to find a husband and start a family, or what's your you know what I'm saying? Where you going with this?
I do want to find a husband and start a family.
And how do you plan on getting kids? Adoption? I'm pretty sure that's the only way you can get.
I can't get pregnant, so that would be my only choice.
So,
it's common sense.
Exactly. So I mean, why don't you want to be a man though? I mean, other than you got these feelings in your head.
Because I wasn't comfortable with being a man. It's just something
what made you uncomfortable not being a man? Just curious.
What made me uncomfortable not to want to be a man? Because I didn't want to be born a man. I mean, I don't know how else to explain it to you. It's just not something that I felt. I never felt like I was. I always felt like I was trapped in the wrong body.
Trapped? What do you mean by trapped? How you feel trapped?
Mentally,
mentally, I felt trapped. A woman trapped in a man's body.
But if you are born a male, how can you feel like a woman if you're born a man?
You're not getting what I'm saying. Mentally,
that's what I'm trying to understand.
Felt like a woman. Felt like a woman, but I'm trapped in a man's body. But I always felt like I wanted to be a female. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. So
I'm just trapped in the wrong body.
Was your father active in your life?
You said, was my father active?
Yeah.
No, my father was in and out of my life.
In and out. So that can be a lot. That can have a lot to do with it, right?
No, it doesn't. I honestly don't think
because you can hate your dad like to an extent to where you be like, you know what, fuck it. I don't even want to be a man no more. I want to be a woman. To be honest,
I don't hate my father, because even when my father was coming in and out of my life, I still love my father. Like, my father may not agree with my lifestyle or whatever, but he, do
you think if he was in your life, he could have deterred you to being a man? I mean, a stand up, like you know what I'm saying, like stand up functioning.
Because the answer to your question, yeah, he could have tried, but it still wouldn't work because that wasn't something that I was comfortable with. So, to answer to your question, yeah, because he could have tried, because he did want me to be just like him, a man. But I wouldn't, even if I was to live my life as a man, I wouldn't have been the type of man that he was, because I wouldn't treat my kids like that. Anyways, that's another story. But
My question, not to cut y'all off, but like I'm having a hard time understanding
a little bit of phone,
like if had you stayed male and been gay and was attracted to other males, like what was the reasoning for actually going to be a woman? You know what I'm saying? Like that's the question that I was just trying
if I was attracted
to males, like had you stayed just a male, like would that wouldn't have been like fulfilling? It had to be a woman. You know, does that make any sense or what I'm trying to get to?
If I was attracted to males, I'm still like trying to be a little more specific. I'm trying to understand.
Like,
your
had you stayed male and just been attracted to was it to be a woman to be a woman for a man, or was it just to be a woman for you? Like, what was it?
Okay, I see what you're saying. No, I wanted to become a woman because that's something that I wanted to do. but it just took me so long to become, when I started transitioning, because I was so worried about what everybody